Hello from the city of London. Who do I have with me today?
Hi Seema, it's Dania, your friend from Adobe. I am Dania, obviously. I grew up in
By the way,
Egypt.
I love the name Dania. It's such a pretty name.
Thank
I don't think
you.
I've met a Dania who I don't like.
I mean, we are pretty lovable.
What can you say?
Do
Do you know what Dania means?
Yes, near. But in the context of a name, it's close to the heart.
That's so beautiful.
Thank
oh my
you.
God, I actually love that.
At least that's what my mom told me.
Well, I'm sure it's true.
Yeah, she knows her stuff.
Your mom is amazing. I love Dania's mom, guys. Everyone should meet her.
Shout out to Lulu.
Queen Lulu. We should send her this.
We should send her this. Yes, I grew up in Egypt. I came to the UK for university, and then I've
Where did you go for uni?
worked here, University of Surrey.
Would you recommend Surrey?
I don't know educationally what the charts are like now and all of those details, so I don't want to misconstrue
You're
your young
speaking as if
audience.
you're 50, girl.
As if I'm 50.
Yeah, what the charts are like now. It wasn't that long ago that you were in uni.
It changes so much every year. When I joined, it was University of the Year.
Really?
It was.
No way.
And then the last few years, and then the second and third years, it just dropped.
Oh my gosh,
That's
because
why
Bath
I
was
say
University
this.
of the Year when I joined Bath.
Okay. Look at us. We're such, wow.
Whatever, such academics.
So, I studied business, but I've always been passionate about sustainability, and I'm also very passionate, I think like you, about personal development and well-being, and I just like good stuff.
What a good thing to like. Good stuff.
Good stuff. I'm Dania and I like good stuff.
Dania, I was really keen for Dania to come on here today because out of many of the people I've met at Adobe, she is someone who is, ever since I've met you, literally at, was it Barrios? Yes. That was the first time we met.
Okay.
It was Georgia's leaving event, and you came and you were like, hi. I remember someone told me about you.
Yes, I remember Sammy. Sammy said that we would get along.
Yes. I think, yeah.
Sammy told me that, you have to talk to Seema. You love our new intern. You guys are going to get along. And then not only did we get along, we found out that we have so much in common.
Yes.
And even our grandparents know each other and our
crazy.
friends.
Well, what's the story? So basically, Dania was going to, was it France or Moscow?
France, yeah.
Dania was going to France, and I have a lot of family in France. But was that the lunch where they...
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it yet, but...
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, it was in France? I thought it was in...
It was Cannes.
Oh,
Cannes or Nice?
okay.
I can't remember. Yeah, in south of France.
Dania was going to Cannes, and and I have family there. And there was some sort of lunch, and Dania ended up sitting... No, your grandma.
My grandma came back, and the day before you were texting me,
and
you said, ask your family if they know my family.
Yes.
And my family did. And the next day, my grandma comes back from lunch, and she said, guess who I was sitting next to at lunch today? And it was your grandmother.
Yes. Oh my God, that was crazy. And then later, my cousin was getting married to a lovely, lovely lady who's from Egypt. Hadil, if you're ever listening, love you, Hadil. And Dania's parents were at one of the pre-wedding parties, or lunch. And I saw them there, and oh my God, they look so much or you look so much like them. And it was so nice to see them. It was so wholesome, full circle moments. So yeah, our families know each other, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But also, it's not extremely surprising because in the Arab world, there's always somehow connections.
Absolutely. So in the Arab world, for the audience, it is not uncommon. Whenever I know somebody who is Syrian or Lebanese, I will go to my grandma with their surname and say, do you know this family? And 8 times out of 10, she'll say, oh yeah, that's a good family. Or I know those people, right? You know what I mean? So people know each other. It's not the same anymore in the newer generations. But the grandparents' generation, it's really everyone knows everyone.
How do you feel about the fact that it's not the same anymore? And people are more scattered or dispersed?
It's just the way of life. Things change generation to generation. families have grown so much as well. Like, you know, you have the grandparents, they've had grandchildren, have grandchildren. It's literally
Huge
a multiplication, huge family trees, a multiplication factor.
Yeah.
So it's kind of natural. Obviously, it's a little bit sad that we don't get to be as close to everyone, but at the same time, everyone's going out and exploring the world, and there are lots of great people who are getting great educations, and they're also spreading the word and making a really good image for like Arabs and Muslims around the world, and that's quite a good thing. So, yeah.
No, it is, and I guess it's also like we're getting more opportunities, which is really cool. But I think that is also just society developing in general, like capabilities, education-wise. But yeah, like the education I got versus my parents, I think there's a big difference. But like for example, my mom didn't go abroad for uni, but I got to go abroad, and I feel like that made such a big difference in my independence. Would you agree? But your mom, did she study abroad? She did, right?
But that's her family were in Paris.
Okay.
So she
she didn't go abroad.
So she did university in Paris. So she was still living with her parents. She didn't have the chance to like live alone and travel alone and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it is unique to us, especially as women.
Yeah, true.
Like I think our parents are probably much less strict than our grandparents, for example. Yeah. With regards to that.
Would you say that's also because of just the modernization across society and like our culture in general? It's evolving. I think people are becoming more open and...
I think so, and I think also the fact like we have mobile phones like is a huge thing. I think about this like my uncle married an American woman, and then I think moved. I don't know whether he went to the UK or the US initially. But basically, he wasn't able to call his mom every day. Like, they would send letters, they would have phone calls once in a blue moon because it was super expensive. Now I'm here, I speak to my mom like, every single day. I'm texting my family on WhatsApp. Like, it's...
You call your mom every day?
Practically every day.
Good on you, girl. That's so good.
It's a routine. It's when I walk home from work.
Okay.
I do my phone calls.
That's so good. I need to get better at being frequent, because I always update with voice messages, or you know how I love to update people with photo dumps. I just send a bunch of pictures.
I don't like sending photos.
Why?
I don't know. It's a mix of things. A part of it is like I don't like taking photos. I like to really be present and where I am, and just like take pictures with my eyes and really enjoy being there. So like when I go out with my friends or I'm traveling, my parents are always like, send me so much photos, and I'm like, no, I'm enjoying myself.
Can you not do both? You can take a picture.
I can take a picture here and there, but like I'll depend on my friends to like take pictures and send them to me. If I'm with my sister, she'll take. Everybody else is always taking pictures, so why should I too? I'll just digest it. I'll just take advantage.
But I was saying, the reason no, don't be sorry. I'm the one who kind of went off track. But Dania is one of the. Like, something that always stood out to me about you was that you're very genuine. Like, and you're very real, you know what I mean? Like, whenever I hear you having a conversation, I can tell it's coming from the heart. Like, you're being you know what I mean? And I really appreciate that about you.
Thank you.
And that's why I think it was, I was like, it would be so fun to have a conversation with you on here. We've already kicked off the conversation. But, Dania, what is something you feel you have... So we talked about the evolution and things changing and opportunities we've gotten. What's something you feel like throughout maybe the past 2 years you've learned about yourself and you're very proud of? And like what I said about how you're very much you, were you always very much you and very proud of yourself?
Yes, I always have been me. Like, I remember being young and being like on a playground, and I remember saying the words to people who are being like a little bit mean or like annoying, being like, we're all a little bit weird, and if you're not, then something's probably wrong with you. Like, not wrong with you, but like, why why are you holding that in? You know what I mean? Like, we can all just
don't suppress.
Everybody's a little bit weird in their own way.
And that's what makes you interesting. Like, if you're not weird, you're kind of boring.
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, I agree with that. And I think, like, there's too many people in the world for us to be carbon copies of each other. Everybody needs to be themselves and who they're comfortable being, and you just don't do your best when you're trying to copy somebody else. And sometimes, obviously, I think we all go through phases where we compare ourselves. I listened to your last podcast. I listened to a second one, actually, while I was having lunch, because I was trying to get a grasp
Today?
Yeah,
No
while I was
way!
at lunch.
You're so cute!
I listened to the one of you on Shoreditch Park, and you were saying about, like, you know, you were having a phase where you're comparing yourself, but you also said a lot of other lovely stuff, which I did want to touch on.
Okay.
And when you do compare yourself, you know, you're never going to compare because it's somebody else's standards, it's somebody else's strengths and weaknesses. We all are a little bit unique. I've had moments of my life where my light has been dimmed. How? But I've still been myself.
Was it you dimming your own light out of comparison, or was it someone dimming your light?
Mixes.
Okay.
And I think this is probably a journey everybody goes on. But I had times where I was like, you know, huge amounts of self-doubt or whatever, but I was still weird because I can't be anything but weird. It's who I am. And I don't mean it in a weird, in a bad way. I say that word with a lot of love and a lot of like, because some people have really negative connotations with the word, and I remember I've said like, oh, I'm a little bit weird, and people be like, no, oh my god, no you're not, and I'm like, whoa, chill out, I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean I'm a little bit quirky and I'm very myself, and you know.
Why does the word weird have negative connotations?
I mean, being different isn't always
Is different weird though?
Different's not weird, but weird is different.
It's not the standard. Yeah.
It's not the standard, and humans are tribal, and like goes with like. That's why you find that people who are friends are often similar to each other. So when somebody is too different and they're classified even as weird, sometimes it's like, oh, we don't like that person. They're a little bit off. I don't vibe with them, you know? So that probably weird or like comes from not being normal, which is sometimes seen as a bad thing because we're tribal beings and we want to be with people who are like ourselves, who we can relate to.
Yeah.
Just thoughts. I have no facts. I have some facts. But
what are your facts?
Fun fact, and this I was sharing this with somebody really randomly today. April 1st used to be the New Year's.
What?
As early as 1582.
Why did it change?
I don't know why it changed actually, but I know why it was April 1st.
Why do you know this?
I don't know. Do you not know random facts that you just retain because you find interesting?
What's another random fact you know?
No, that's too wide a question. But let me think.
Well, it will tell us more about you because it's something you found interesting enough to remember.
I find it interesting because it links to nature. April 1st was the beginning of the year because it was spring. And because spring symbolizes new beginnings, everything's blossoming. So kind of, I really believe in like nature as being a guide for us. Like,
how?
I mean, we are human beings at the end of the day. We sometimes forget it because we are so disconnected from nature, but we are connected to nature. We wake up in the morning with the sun, we go to sleep at night. Women have a cycle of 28 days that go with the moon. We are beings who are connected to nature and circadian rhythms, and we forget about it all of the time. And a lot of the current structures are not in line with our bodies, and so we get sick sometimes because we try to, for example, what I found interesting about the new year is on January 1st, if you're like making lots of New Year's resolutions, you want to go to the gym, you want to go do everything. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. Working out super healthy and has made me a very happy person. But like if you're trying to do everything at the wrong time of the year, we are seasonal beings. there are seasons in which we can push ourselves, and that's like spring. Spring is the time to harvest, to push, to like, you know. Winter is a time for rest. Winter is a time where we can prioritize and simplify. And so the fact that like April 1st is the new year is really interesting for me, because this is this time where I want to set goals. I don't want to do it on January 1st. On January 1st, I want to keep doing what I'm doing, push through, sleep a few hours extra, and, you know, hibernate. Animals like bears hibernate. Humans don't hibernate, but we are supposed to take things slower during these seasons.
Yeah.
Peasants back in the day, they wouldn't have anything to harvest, so why would they be waking at the crack of dawn? They wake at the crack of dawn during harvest seasons.
That's so interesting. I never really thought about tailoring your goal setting to seasons, because I think it's also very dependent on the climate that you live in, because, well, here in the UK, we very much experience winter, but in the Middle East, for example, you don't really get that as much. No. And so that's different, but ultimately I do also feel like this, so there's this societal construct of New Year's resolutions, right, in the new year, but then other people are like, oh, I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I actually talked about this in an episode, but do you think that we should prioritize seasons in how we set goals, or do you think that no, like, just set a goal whenever and there's no fixed time?
I don't think there's a fixed time, but I think that we can draw on learnings from nature. And it depends where you are, like you said. Like, the April 1st thing was unique to Europe, but I don't think that's... It was in Europe. It was before the Gregorian calendar was fixed. But it depends on where you live. So, like, if you live closer to the equator, then maybe your life isn't determined by seasons. It's more consistent across the year.
Yeah.
But adapting to where we live and remembering, like, there are lessons to take from nature. So, for example, the fact that there are seasons reminds us that we don't have to be doing everything all of the time. There are times where we can put in more work, and times where we can sit down and reap the benefits of the work we've put in. Observing and that's another thing I wanted to say from your last podcast. I love listening to it because you were clearly just so immersed in nature and observing, and that's something that we need to do as humans to connect, because ancient wisdom derives from watching, like a lot of ancient wisdom derives from watching nature and being aware of your surroundings. People were looking at little animals and learning things from them, like, oh, this little animal hibernates and this little animal does this. A chameleon knows how to camouflage, so being adaptable is important, and it's a good way to like keep yourself safe in strange environments. Humans draw from nature, and like the more we sit and observe it, the more connected we are to our planet and to each other, and it makes us wiser and it makes us stronger. And also, admiring nature is a really good way to like care about being more sustainable, because what is the point about trying to like have habits to maintain an earth if you don't love your planet? And how do you like love your planet and nurture care for it is by enjoying it and experiencing gratitude for it, which is exactly what you were doing at the park, which I loved so much. We are basically, it's about interconnectedness.
Mm-hmm. And how do you connect to nature?
Honestly, same as you. Like, I walk through the park and I'm just really happy. The park that you were at is the park I walk through every single day.
You're joking. You're actually joking.
I'm not.
We should go on a walk there.
We should go on a walk there. We should have a picnic.
We should.
That'd be lovely. How do I connect with nature? During the week in London is a very busy space, so it's hard sometimes to like really connect, but it's small things. It's looking at the sun in the morning.
When there is sun.
It's
and when there's no sun shining, we have to shine from within.
I love that. But you know what? Okay. Oh, fun fact. Okay, not fun fact, but here's the thing.
Another fun fact.
Not quite a fact, but something that I found interesting about living in London. Everyone is really happy when the sun shines, and that's beautiful. That's lovely. The sun is beautiful. Yeah. You see the blue sky, wonderful. People are always so miserable when it's raining. And it actually really upsets me, because if we were more connected to nature, we would be happy. There are so many cultures in the world where they have things called rain dances and stuff like this, because they're like, oh, we want rain because we want our, like, you know, vegetables to grow and our crops to have a good season and all that sort of stuff. So people pray for rain. And here people are like, I understand that it can be overwhelming sometimes, but sometimes it will be like sunny for 2 weeks, it will rain for a day, and then everybody's upset. And I'm like, this is a good thing. We need this so that, you know, the trees that you love so much
can grow.
It can grow. The green grass can stay green, so we can have plump grass to sit on during like the picnic.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, when it gets like 2 weeks, like, or a few days of a row in rain, I get it is depressing. But like, just being thankful for every season and what it has to offer, for every bit of weather and what it has to offer, that's a really good way to connect to nature. To just like look at the sky and be like, oh, this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen as a result of this wind or the sun or whatever. And like taking a minute to like think about what it is and what's growing. When you walk through a park, don't take it for granted. Look at like, oh, are there buds growing? Or the leaves falling? How are things interconnected? And just like taking a minute to say like, to admire it. For like people who are Arabs out there, you might know the word subhanallah. But taking a minute to enjoy awe is a great way to connect to nature. Even in small spaces like a park within a city. On the weekends, I like to, if I can, I like to do something that's a little bit more immersed, like, I don't know, go for a walk in a field or nature. This last weekend I did a yoga and foraging day.
How was that?
It was so fun. So I learned it was mostly focused on the yoga, but the foraging thing, they took us to a park, like literally a local park, and they were showing us like what kind of flowers you can eat and plants and whatever. And it was so interesting because there's stuff we see every day, we take for granted, and it's literally stuff that is super highly nutritious and can do really good stuff for your body. So for example, one of the things we learned about was this like thing called yarrow, and probably most people, if they saw it in their garden, would be like, weed, bad, kill, not kill, or like pull it out of the ground, whatever. But apparently if you make it into tea, it's really good for anything to do with blood regulation, especially for women. So like if somebody has a heavy period, it will help to lighten it. If somebody has trouble getting periods, it will help to like balance that out. So it's really great for like anything to do with regulation. And apparently, I think back in the day, the guide was telling us it was known in like Achilles' story for like they used to put it in the wounds.
Oh wow.
In their war wounds, and it would help to like with the blood clotting, or like, I don't know, with regulating the blood flow. And yeah, exactly. So and it's literally just like a random little weed or plant that grows in parks across the thing, and it has such powerful capabilities where people would go to the pharmacy to buy stuff for that, and it's like literally in a park.
No, and honestly, there's so much in nature that is like, I always say this whenever anyone is feeling unwell or sick, I literally, the first thing I tell them is to have manuka honey, because it's literally like a natural medicine. And this stuff is
it's yummy.
What? I don't like it at all.
Really?
It's so bitter. You like it?
Manuka, I mean, honey, all honey is sweet.
No, Manuka honey is not the
I've
same.
tried Manuka honey as well, and it's also sweet. I've never had
it's like
not
a weird,
sweet.
it's not the sweet I like.
Okay.
But it's amazing. Like, subhanAllah, when I have it, I'll feel so much better than it. It makes a huge difference. And like, in fact, lots of religions touch on nature, and I know in Islam, like honey is mentioned a lot as something very powerful. Olives,
dates for pregnant women.
Dates, oh my god, dates are the only sweet. What are dates? They're not plants. What are they? I don't know what categories they are.
They're fruits.
Fruits.
Yeah.
Oh, they're fruits.
I think they're fruits. Yeah.
Are they actually?
Yeah.
Well, whatever they are, they are the only form of sugar that doesn't spike your insulin.
Oh, interesting.
Like, you don't get like that crash, and instead you get energized, real energy, and that's why dates are actually really effective compared to other forms of sugar.
Okay.
And so that's why it's always encouraged to have a date. That's why people break their fast with a date, I think.
Yeah.
Like, there's many religions that I think, other religions that touch on nature, like I don't know how because I don't practice them, but it's always interesting to hear about when I speak to other people. And that's another cool thing about nature. But what you were saying about I really loved how you sounded so like you're really looking at the different seasons from a perspective of gratitude.
Yeah.
Like you said, we should be excited about rain because it helps what we love about summer and the trees and how they blossom. It helps them grow, right? They need that rain.
Yeah.
And it's also, again, talking about different climates. When I lived in Dubai, I would be so excited on rainy days, you know? Like, a sunny day is just like another humid, hot day, which I now took for granted, because now living in London, I'm like, oh my God, like, I miss the sun.
Yeah.
But back then, I'd be beyond happy if there was a day of rain and, like, wind and gloom.
Yeah.
And now that I'm living in a place where I experience that basically every day, I almost get this nostalgia sometimes when I see the rain. Like, it's been sunny for like a week, right? And then yesterday was very cold and wet.
Yeah.
And I almost like, I got this bit of nostalgic happiness inside me, because I was like, I'm thinking of younger Seema who used to get so excited about the rain.
Oh.
And like, I get that once in a while when it rains, and I'm like, oh my God, like my inner child is happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know, do you feel the same? Because you grew up in a hot country too.
100%. My favorite is when it rains in the summer, especially, you know, like the last few years there've been heat waves. Not last year, but the year, I think the few years before. And the heat waves are so intense. And I remember waiting, because I know that whenever there's a heat wave, there's always going to be like a storm. It's going to rain, and then everything's going to cool down and be wonderful. I remember taking my chair out onto the balcony and just waiting for the rain impatiently. And rain, I was so happy. I was literally, there's this song that goes like, rain, 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 glorious rain. And I was just like singing on my balcony. My neighbors probably thought I was a psycho, but I don't care.
You gotta let the weird out.
Let the weird out. Do your rain dances. Be happy. But it was so lovely.
Singing in the rain.
Oh, yeah, that's a great song.
It is.
A great musical. And I also remember, like, I was being in uni, and I'd walk home, and I didn't have the right kind of coat on, but it wasn't too cold a day. And I remember, like, feeling so alive, like in the rain, like I was getting drenched. I remember I was on the phone to my mom, as I seem to always be on the phone to my mom. And I was like, I just feel so alive right now. And I like went home, and I needed to shower because I was so drenched. But like
those moments,
you feel like it really, like when it rains and it's not a cold day, it's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah,
I actually really don't mind getting drenched on those days.
As long as I don't need to be somewhere with
obviously.
everything wet.
If I'm on my way home and then it's raining and I know I'm gonna get a hot shower right after, then it's perfect. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. I'm just gonna take my time on this walk.
Or you know
I'm
what's
not
such
running.
a vibe? Like when you're inside, cozy, maybe you have like a hot chocolate or tea, and the rain drops outside. I would literally put like the raining sound on YouTube to listen to while studying before.
Really?
The chances of it raining in like Dubai's exam season, summertime, were very low, unless there's cloud seeding. But nature is amazing. And like I always find the times that I'm most outside are when I feel the most fueled or just appreciative, you know.
100%. Like it has a meditative effect. Like, for example, there are studies where the beach, for example, being in the ocean, literally has a meditative effect on your brain. Being around green, same thing.
Do you prefer greenery or beach?
Oh, no, don't put me in this position. I don't want to answer that question.
That's a tough one.
I love the beach, but I get like tired of, I think it's because I'm quite pale. Like I get tired of the sun. Like after 2 or 3 days at the beach, I'm like, okay, khalas, I'm done.
Really?
Yeah, because I burn easy, and like I'm always trying to put sunscreen and like stay protected.
Do you think it would be different if you didn't burn easily?
I don't know. Like I find it exhausting. Like you get tired. Like I like more medium weather. Okay. Where it's not like, because I'm also thinking about like 35-degree days in Egypt, or like 35 to 40. That's like my benchmark threshold of a beach day. of like what's normal for a beach day.
Okay.
So it's also like super hot, I'm thinking about like the north coast in the summer, like north coast of Egypt in the summer.
Yeah.
So it's just so hot and so intense that I'm like, I'd rather be in like Europe in the summer and then go there when it's winter so I can balance it out. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I do not like summer in the Middle East. That's too much for me.
Have you ever spent summer near the Gulf or in the Gulf side of the Middle East?
No, I've not actually been there.
Literally stepping outside is like a sauna. Like there's videos of chicken being cooked just by putting it outside the window.
That's insane to me.
I want to go to Egypt in summer, inshallah, one day. I want to go to live the Sahel life.
You have to
see what it's like.
It's beautiful. There's for context for the audience, Sahel is like the north coast of Egypt, what we call the north coast of Egypt, and it's like literally turquoise water, white sand.
Gorgeous,
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
You know, my sister, she went with her friends to Sahel last summer, and she said that like, cause we visited Sardinia, which is an island in Italy with like, I think maybe the most gorgeous like color of water I've ever seen.
Okay.
And she was like, honestly, like this is not like, I feel like me and my dad were so enamored, but she was like, yes, this is beautiful, but I was just in Sahel and it looks the same in Loki and if not Loki better. Like
people literally go to like the Maldives and Bali, and I'm sure these places are beautiful and also special in their own way because they're also tropical. But the beach experience is the same, if not better, in Sahel.
It's just it doesn't have enough visibility. Like it's underrated.
It's underrated.
Same with Lebanon, I would say. Oh my god, it's just such a beautiful country and people don't know it.
Lebanon is beautiful, but I would rate the mountains over the beach for sure.
Yeah.
Because the beach is a bit...
Unfortunately, it's very polluted.
It's very polluted.
Yeah.
But the mountains are beautiful. And, oh my god, I have this memory of this, like, restaurant in Lebanon where we went and, like... Everything was so fresh and literally like brought from the local area, like all the food products. And they were like the biggest, juiciest tomatoes and all of these amazing vegetables that were like literally so fresh. They just like plopped it in a like basket and it was like part of the entrees and it looked amazing. It tasted amazing. Everything was phenomenal. Like,
oh, I miss it.
Yeah, like it was so lovely. Yeah.
But I think I could live on the beach for days. I just love
really you don't get tired.
I don't think so. I just love it so much, honestly. Like there's nothing like being by the beach, and I adore greenery, and something I love about now living in the UK is that I get that exposure because it's very difficult in Dubai. But maybe it's because I grew up going to the beach or like the pool at least. But I feel like I would pick the beach. If I had to, I'd pick the beach over greenery.
Over greenery?
I don't know though, because I love green. Of course I would choose both, but you have to
I'm thinking about okay, where do I want to go? I'm engaged. I'm thinking about like where I want to go for my honeymoon, and I'm like, I want to go somewhere where there's both. I want to go somewhere that has a beach and that has also tropical like wildlife.
2 different countries or one country with both?
One country that has both. And there's so many, like there's Madagascar, there's Mauritius, there's like a million places. Yeah. But I'm so enthralled by the concept of like beach and tropics next to each other. I'm like, oh wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've not been somewhere like that. I've either been at one or the other, but it's not at the like not one where it's like beach bordering tropics.
When you say tropics, do you mean like forest or mountains?
Like forest, not mountains.
Yeah, I don't think I have either in that case. Or maybe somewhere in the US. Because ages ago, the only time I went to the US, my family and I did 10 cities in 3 weeks.
That's insane.
It was so intense. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. And at the time, I was so excited to go to Target because all the YouTubers would talk about it. Like, I got this. Or, like, there was the Starbucks pink drink that everyone was talking about. Maybe it was more of a, like, my generation.
I don't know. I don't know.
Speaking of all this connection to nature, what is one thing you would say to the audience? And how would you recommend the audience to revitalize or reinstigate? No. What's the word?
Like revital. I don't know, but I know what you're trying to say.
Reignite their relationship with nature.
Just go out and take your time. Like, it's not like, oh, I have to do X or I have to do Y. Just go out and take your time and sit down and observe. If you're at the beach and you're, take
Put your phone away.
Put your phone away and just like look at the birds come by, or like if you're lucky enough to like have somewhere with a pier, look at the fish swim by and observe them. Take your time, go for a walk, and like, or if you walk through the same place every day, then I would challenge you to look at how things change over time. And that really gives you a respect for the seasons.
What's something you've noticed change every time you walk in the park?
I love looking at the little blossoms. I get so excited to see like the tiniest glints of green on a tree when it's like ready for spring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, it's here. Spring is my favorite season. Okay. I don't know if you could tell. Maybe.
I can.
Spring is my favorite season, and I also love it like fashion wise. Like, you start bringing out all of these colors. There's always yellow, there's always like this minty green, pink.
What's your favorite color, Dania?
I don't know what all the colors are. I not to wear but to look at. I really like yellow. Yellow brings out some joy in me.
Yeah.
I also really like pink. I have in the entrance of my house a locker that's pink, like berry pink.
Yeah.
And I wanted it in my entrance because as soon as I like walk out of my room or walk into the house, I want to see the pink and be like, wow.
Yes.
It's an energizing color.
It is.
It's an energizing color.
It's a color with personality too.
Absolutely.
It's like funky and fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But similar to the seasons, every color like in like color psychology has a purpose. Like light shades of blues are super calming, shades of yellow bring joy and stuff. So like everything has a purpose and a value. And like same thing goes to emotions. This is a common theme I find. Like sometimes we like label things as bad or good, or I prefer this and I prefer that, but everything has its purpose, and like balance is really nice. For example, anger, I used to like label it as a bad emotion, but like between therapy and self-reflection on all that stuff, I'm like, no, it's a very necessary emotion that allows you to like create boundaries, protect yourself, and also stand up for what's right in the world. Everything has its place.
Yes. Everything has its place. Love that. Okay, well, would you like to give any other final words to the audience?
Just be weird.
Be weird. That is very cyclical of you, because that's how we kind of began.
That's how, be weird, go outside and like do some rain dances and just be happy. Well, don't just be happy, be whatever, feels right. But like, don't be afraid to just be a little bit weird.
How did you find the experience of being a guest, Dania?
It's been great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
It's been an honor.
I'm happy. Well,
I hope we can do more of these.
Please, anytime you like, I would be more than happy to have you.
Amazing.
But yeah, a huge thank you to Dania. Really appreciate you being a guest. And I'm sure the audience has already fallen in love with you. Be weird, go out and watch the change in your surroundings, in nature.
Yeah. Have fun with it.
We hope this gave you some serotonin, and have a great day ahead, guys.
Bye.
Bizou.
Bizou.